Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So the first thing that I want to say before we get into this month's favorites is that I'm sorry about my appearance. My eyes have been acting really weird lately, very itchy, scratchy, watery, so I'm taking a break from eye makeup and mascara, so that's why they look a little bit dead in this video. And I'm wearing a hat because I just got the keratin treatment done to my hair, and you're not supposed to wash it for 72 hours, and I'm only on 48. My roots are looking a little bit gross, so I just threw on a hat because I wanted to get this video filmed today. So my favorites for this month are pretty random, but I'm gonna go ahead and start off with skincare. The first thing that I want to talk about are some makeup wipes. You guys know that I love the sensitive makeup wipes by Simple. I just feel like those are great for sensitive skin. They don't cause any irritation or burning for my eyes, and it's very gentle when it takes off my face makeup, and it does a great job. Plus, they're not too dry. I find that a lot of makeup wipes can tend to be pretty dry and they're not damp enough to actually get any makeup off. But I ran out of my Simple ones, and I was at Costco the other day and I saw the Kirkland ones, and they said that they are for all skin types and they are paraben free. So I thought, why not? I'll give them a try, and I really like them. They don't irritate my skin, they don't burn my eyes, and they get all of my makeup off. They're also kind of moisturizing. My skin doesn't feel dry or oily after I use these makeup wipes. My skin actually feels very clean. So I really like these makeup wipes, and I think that they would be good for pretty much anybody's skin. The next thing that I want to talk about is a cleanser that I have been using for years now, and it's the Clinique Acne Solutions Cleansing Foam, and this is step 1 of 3. This is part of a 3-step skincare regimen. I only use step 1, which is the cleanser, but then after this there is a toner, which I do use sometimes, but I don't use it daily, and then there's also a moisturizer, which I don't use at all. But this cleanser has saved my skin's life. I use this cleanser every single morning to make sure that the oils of my skin are nice and balanced throughout the day, and the ingredients in here are going to help fight breakouts that might be happening around my skin, and it does help to prevent them as well. And the formula doesn't have too much salicylic acid to the point where it's drying for your skin. I think that this is a great kind of gentle acne solutions cleanser. Next up, I want to talk about a moisturizer. This one is super simple. There's nothing crazy about it. It's just a really basic moisturizer, and you can pick it up at CVS, Walgreens, just any drugstore. It's the CeraVe Moisturizing Lotion for Normal to Dry Skin. This moisturizer has 8 fluid ounces, and I'm pretty sure that it was around $11. So it is extremely affordable. It's gonna last you a very long time. It's great for all skin types. It's not too heavy. It doesn't leave an oily cast to the skin. It's great for the morning. It's great for the evening. It's great under makeup. I love this moisturizer. It's very basic, so it's not going to break anybody out. There are no weird ingredients in here. It's fragrance free, it's lightweight. There is no SPF in here, so you want to follow up with a SPF after you use this moisturizer, but I would highly recommend this. It's just a great basic moisturizer. Next, because that does not have SPF, I like to go in with an SPF after if I'm not wearing any makeup. Otherwise, my foundation usually does have SPF in it. But one that I like is this one by Tarte. It's the Tarte Guard SPF 30 sunscreen lotion. I like this one because it doesn't leave much of a white cast on your face like other sunscreens might. What I do is I take a pump in my hand, I kind of rub it together in my hands, and then I kind of push it into my skin instead of rubbing it into my skin. I do a little bit of a rub after I've kind of pushed it into my skin, but I find that if I just go straight in and rub it in, it leaves more of a white cast than if I'm kind of pushing it and then rubbing it into my skin, if that makes sense. And this is a little bit oily, but it's not oily enough that it's gonna disrupt your makeup if you wear makeup on top of this. Just make sure that you're not putting too much on your skin and you're pushing it in instead of rubbing it so that it really gets deep into your skin and it's not sitting on top. So the last skincare item is this one right here. This is the Origins Out of Trouble 10-Minute Mask to rescue problem skin. This is a great mask to wear if you feel like you are starting to get a bad breakout, or you can use it as a spot treatment over a breakout that already exists. I love using this mask. It's basically a white clay mask, by the way. I just use this all over my nose area because that's where I tend to break out, and it pulls all of your blackheads out of your nose also. It really just purifies everything, and I noticed that after I use this, maybe for 1 or 2 days, my breakouts vanish. Like, it doesn't vanish the first day that you use it, it kind of like makes them a little bit less, but after 2 days of using this over that area, oh my god, they're gone. They're not coming out to the surface. They've completely disappeared. This really takes care of the problem. I love this mask. It also really helps with oil control. So if you find that your T-zone's a little bit more oily, use this. It'll help to kind of reduce that. So you guys know that my new favorite foundation, you know, it kind of goes neck and neck with my Too Faced Born This Way, but this one is, it's kind of pushing to get first place in front of that one. But it's the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. And this has an SPF of 30 in it, so I use this as my day foundation. I don't really use it in the evenings if I know that I'm gonna be taking pictures, but the formula of this foundation is out of this world. If you have not tried it yet, go and pick up a sample. If you guys want to see an in-depth review of this foundation, I have one. I'll link it in the description box below. I wore it for 3 different days, and I wore it on its own with a primer and then setting it with a powder so you guys can see how it wears in all different ways. I will leave that video in the description box if you're interested, but I'm gonna move on to the next item. The next foundation that I want to talk about is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. Now, when I got this originally, it was not what I expected. I thought that it was going to be way more full coverage. A lot of people say that it is full coverage, but I found it to be a little bit more of a thin formula. You really had to build it up. One pump was not enough for your whole face if you wanted a full coverage finish. So I decided that instead of expecting it to be a full coverage foundation, I would just kind of wear it as a light coverage foundation, which is what I've been doing with it, and I actually really do enjoy it. What I do is I take 1 pump of this foundation directly onto my Sigma F84 brush, and I just kind of make a stripe on each section of my face with what I have pumped out, and then I go ahead and I buff it into the skin, and I really like how it just kind of evens out the skin tone of my face. It's not too heavy. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a full face of foundation. It's very light, but I really like that it looks very natural. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. So that's what I've been using this foundation for. Instead of using it as a full face for photography or for film or anything like that, I've been using it as kind of a lightweight day foundation. Next, I want to talk about my favorite concealer ever. I discovered the Inglot Under Eye Concealer, and I have not heard anyone talk about this concealer ever in my life, but it is amazing. I have it in the shade 97, and I think that it has great coverage, but it is so lightweight. I prefer this concealer to the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I love that concealer, but I find that because the formula is a bit thicker, I know that a lot of people say that it's lightweight, but the formula itself is a little bit of a thicker consistency. It can kind of tend to cake up if I'm not careful with how much I use, and it creases a little bit on me because of the formula. This one is so much lighter weight, but it packs so much coverage that you use so little, but it's not like the Benefit Bye Bye Under Eye, anything like that. It's not sticky. It's a very, like, almost a watery formula, but it just, I don't know how, but it's watery, but it literally has so much coverage, and I love it. And I really like to use it on days where I don't want to wear foundation, but I want to cover up my dark circles. This one just blends into your skin, and it looks like your skin. It doesn't look like you're wearing any concealer. It just looks like you have perfect under eyes. It's amazing. If you have not tried it yet, I highly recommend it. Plus, it is a lot more affordable than other concealers out there. So the next thing that I want to talk about is a setting powder. This is the MAC Prep and Prime in the shade Transparent, and it is a finishing powder, and it is pressed. The reason why I love this so much is because it is pressed. Most of my setting powders are either part of a contour kit, or they are loose powders, or they're powders that kind of add more coverage, and I don't necessarily want that every single time that I'm setting my skin. Sometimes I just want to set my skin without adding any extra coverage because I don't want to add another layer. This one doesn't have any reflex in it like the Makeup Forever one, and it just sits on the skin a lot lighter than other finishing powders that I have come across. I also really like this for setting my under eye area, and it is great to take on the go because it is not a loose powder. The next thing that I want to talk about is the new Benefit Cheekathon blush palette, and oh my god, you guys, I am obsessed. You get 5 full-size products in here. These are all of Benefit's #1 sellers. You have Rockateur, Hoola, Dandelion, Dallas, Coralista, and a little mini brush. You also get a huge mirror in here, which I love. I also really like the packaging of this. It's pretty thin, it's pretty sturdy. It's not so super lightweight because you do have a lot of products in here and a mirror, but I think that this is great. I absolutely love everything in here. I only owned Hoola. I never owned any of the other blushes or the other bronzer, so this was a great value. I think that this is valued at $185, but you only pay $58, and I picked this up during the Sephora sale, so I got a great deal. I highly recommend this blush palette to any of you who are trying to expand your blush collection, or if you are a makeup collector, makeup junkie, anything. Actually, I just recommend this blush palette to everyone. I think it's absolutely incredible, and it smells really good too. So the palette that I have been reaching for a lot this month to do my eyeshadow is actually from the drugstore. It's the L'Oreal La Palette Nude 1. This eyeshadow palette is absolutely amazing. I did a couple of makeup tutorials using it so far, and I will put them in the description box in case you are interested. I think that these are the best eyeshadows in the drugstore that I have found so far. I think that they do a great job competing with my higher end eyeshadows. This palette is great. The value is amazing. They're really creamy, really pigmented. I really recommend this if you are looking for a palette on a budget, or if you are just looking for a nice neutral palette. There are some great shades in here. Last thing for the face is a highlighter. I have been back to using Becca's Opal highlighter a lot this month, especially with my cheek palette from Benefit. I've been using that as my bronzer and blush, and then I've been going in with this as a highlight. I just think that it's gorgeous and it looks great. It's a great highlighter, and I have been using my Bobbi Brown one for a long time, and I decided to go back to this one. Next, I want to talk about a couple of lip products, and then we'll move on to the random favorites. The first thing that I want to talk about is this blur pencil from Nude Sticks. Basically what it is it is a lip primer. It's gonna go on kind of waxy, not waxy, but it kind of just like fills in and blurs all the fine lines of your lips, and you can kind of use it as a reverse lip liner to make sure that your lipstick doesn't bleed or go anywhere. I think that it is great to put underneath lipsticks, especially for me and my lips. They're very chapped all the time, and I have a lot of fine lines, so this makes sure that my lipstick looks a little bit smoother. A lipstick that I have been using a lot this month is by MAC, and it is a satin finish lipstick in the shade Cherish, and I love this lipstick. Most of the lipsticks that I have in my collection that are nude have a pink undertone to them, and I wanted something that had a beige and more neutral undertone to kind of give more of a nude looking lip, because I don't always want a nude lip with a pink undertone. So this one is great. So this is a swatch of the lipstick right here. It is great because it's not matte. It kind of glides on your lips a little bit better. It's actually what I am wearing today. It is just a true nude lipstick, and it does not have a pink undertone. The last makeup product that I want to talk about is this liquid lipstick by Kat Von D. This is in the shade Bow and Arrow, and everyone has been going crazy over this lipstick shade since it came out, but I have not been able to get my hands on it. It has been sold out every single time that I've tried to order it online when it got back in stock and in store, but I finally saw it at my Sephora, so I picked it up. This is the shade right here. It is also a very pretty neutral nude shade with no pink undertones. So this is what I've been wearing for the past 2 weeks or so, and I love it. The only thing that I do want to say about the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks is that you want to make sure that you moisturize your lips before, because they are a bit drying, but then make sure that you rub all of the chapstick off. You don't want any residue of that chapstick on your lips before you apply the liquid lipstick. Otherwise, it is not going to dry down completely, and it's going to stay sticky and tacky and not cute. Okay, so now on to the random favorites. The first thing that I want to talk about is a coffee. So I usually brew my own coffee in my coffee machine at my house, and I get the Dunkin' Donuts medium roast coffee, and I just make it, but it has been pretty hot recently, so I've kind of wanted more of an iced coffee situation. So I picked this up from Ralph's, Vaughn's, any grocery store should have this, but this is the Starbucks Iced Espresso Classics in Skinny Vanilla Latte, and it is so yummy. What I do is I put a little bit of ice in a cup, pour this over it, mix it up to get it nice and cold, even though I do keep this in the fridge, and then I will drink it with a straw, and I am obsessed with it. It only has the equivalent of 5 cups of coffee in here, so you're gonna go through this pretty quickly, but it is so yummy, and it's very quick and easy because all you gotta do is pour and then drink instead of waiting for a coffee to, you know, go through the machine, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the next 2 things are fitness related. The first thing that I want to talk about are a pair of sneakers from Adidas. These are the Bounce sneaker. So I picked these up because I found that there wasn't enough shock absorption in the Nike 5.0 trainers that I was using for running. Yes, I know they're trainers, you're supposed to use them for like in the gym training, that type of thing, not so much for running. So I did pick these up especially for running and I love them. It really feels like you are running on a cloud, which I find is great. There's less stress on my back when I'm running and my ankles and all that stuff. So if you guys are looking for a good running shoe, then definitely give these a try. And the last thing that I want to talk about are a pair of Adidas pants. These are the Clima Cool pants. I don't know exactly what they're called, but I will find them online and link them in the description box below. But basically, these are like the classic Adidas pants that get a little bit skinnier on the ankle. And these are the best pants ever. They are great to just kind of throw on and leave the house instead of like sweatpants, because you look a little bit more sporty and put together, but yet they're so casual and yet they're so not casual at the same time. I don't know, they're just a great pair of pants. I'm obsessed with them. I kind of want to pick them up in more colors, but I feel like I won't wear them as much as just a classic black and white. But I just wanted to let you guys know that these are my go-to pants at the moment. I'm obsessed. Okay, so that is it for this month's favorites, and thank God, because I'm really out of breath. I didn't realize how many favorites I did have to talk about this month, but that is it. Let me know in the comments below what your favorites have been for the month of April, because I'm really curious to know what you guys have been loving. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.